What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, happy Horizon Forbidden West review day.
Yeah, that's right. You've been excited about this one for a little while now. Now Dude, you're free to talk about it.
I'm free but limited still. Horizon Forbidden West, our review is up. Go check that out. You can hit us up over at InsideTheGame.ca or on our YouTube channel. Right now, you can also be joining us live over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube at Inside the Game Official. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, it is today. It is out. Horizon Forbidden West. Our review, mine and Steve's review, is up. You can get our thoughts, impressions, and our score over at InsideTheGame.ca. Find out what we thought about the game. And dude, if you can't tell from my excitement, I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, here's the twist. Oh, it's really low. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's a oh man, there's so much to talk about, right? But that's the thing. You can check out our review. It is there. Let's get into it, dude. Let's get into it, because right now it's sitting at a Metacritic score of 89. So,
okay.
Not bad. This comes out of 95 critic reviews. Steve and I will spoil a little bit, are a little bit higher than that. So there's something to kind of be... Dude, it is the continuation of what you would expect out of Horizon Zero Dawn. I do recommend, if you have not played Horizon Zero Dawn, start there first, because it continues on 6 months after the end of that game. So there's a lot of throwback, some characters return, and a lot of things like that. But all the mechanics, like, I'm just giving you a quick rundown of our initial impressions and reviews here. But yeah, it's a lot of what you've known before, but stepped up to that next level, and how they expanded on a lot of stuff, dude, like a ton of stuff. And I'm
really curious to see what kind of stuff they added in with the different equipment and kind of options you have. That's something that excited me in the first one.
Absolutely.
But I'm looking forward to the stream where I'll be able to actually see some of it.
That's right. We'll be streaming live on February 17th. This is that Thursday? How much say this? Oh, dude, I'm lost already what day it is. On the 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as our YouTube channel, Inside the Game Official. But we'll also be live over on ESTV and the ESTV Plus app. So you can check us out there, and you can enter in a giveaway of Horizon Forbidden West. In order to do that, you need to follow us over on Twitter and hashtag Horizon Forbidden West. Dude, I rolled my credits at 50 hours in, and now it's the quest for the platinum. I'll give you a little inside knowledge on how this kind of works. We've had the game now for about 3 weeks, I want to say it is. Problem is, every time you pop a trophy, you see it come up and then it disappears. I can't actually go in my trophy list to see like where I'm at.
Oh,
so some
that's
games,
interesting.
Yeah, some games are hidden and they're locked, so I gotta wait for the day it drops, and then I'm gonna go, okay, trophy hunting time. And I'm not a trophy hunter. That's the biggest thing for me. I'm not a hunter. But dude, when you get into this world, like, I finished the game and I jumped right back in. Like, I was not done. Like, that was it. Yeah, I rolled the credits. I finished the campaign. But I'm like, I want more. So, yeah, there's a lot to cover. But there's also a lot to cover on today's show, Scott. So we better get going. It's a day of new horizons, as Aloy's latest adventure allows us to talk about Horizon Forbidden West in our review, of course. Also, Horizon Zero Dawn surpasses 20 million units. Maybe you shouldn't hack Nintendo, Scott. Just saying. I'm gonna throw it out there and say you probably shouldn't hack Nintendo. And a new Call of Duty.
Probably not a good idea.
No, I wouldn't think so. And a new Call of Duty Warzone 2 in the works. Are you ready, Scott, to keep going?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm really curious to talk about this Nintendo thing, but
before we get there, though, Horizon Zero Dawn surpasses 20 million units sold just a week before the release of Forbidden West. It comes from Wesley LeBlanc over at Game Informer. Dude, I am wound this morning. Say it. I'm pumped on this whole review. Now I'm able to talk about it. I'm on my second coffee. I'm like, let's go. Horizon Forbidden West hits PlayStation 5, PS4 on February 18th, and it seems players are excited to return to Aloy's journey because its predecessor, Zero Dawn, just surpassed a new milestone: 20 million copies sold. Dude, congratulations to Gorilla. Congratulations to Gorilla as well for their latest adventure of Aloy. I'm not surprised to see it hit these kind of numbers, Scott. I gotta be honest. It was a fantastic game. You just played this over on PC.
Yes, and I can exactly see why there's hype surrounding the second one. And then knowing what I do know about the second one, it all lines up. Guerrilla Games is on fire right now.
Absolutely, they certainly are. So it's nice to see them hit 20 million units, get everybody ready for the next experience. I think honestly it is the best way to do this if you are able to play that. The second one, Forbidden West, does have a lot of kind of catch you up moments. So if you haven't played the first one and you're like, do I have to? Technically, no, you don't have to. I'm watching one of my boys actually play Zero Dawn right now over the weekend, and dude, it was funny. I'm like, man, I played that 5 years ago, right? So I'm watching him play, and I'm going, I remember that part. I'm like, oh yeah, you were in the first. Oh man, this, it's really cool to go back, and dude, it looks fantastic. He's playing on the PS5, so Zero Dawn on next gen console looks incredible. And Forbidden West, I'm telling you, buddy, even better. Like it is surmountable how much detail is in this game.
I'm wondering are they gonna have a Terminator, just a little Easter egg in there, because it kind of matches with the idea of the game.
Dude, the story, I'm not gonna allude to the story too much, but it had some twists and turns in the story that I was like, really? Wow. And like, yeah, there's some excellent story moments within this game that I was like, okay, this is Aloy's next adventure. This is Guerrilla Games stepping it up into Forbidden West. And kind of, I alluded to it in the review of, this is Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2 for me.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it kind of gives you an idea of, wow, they've really kind of elevated things. It's not, it's damn near perfect for me, Scott. We'll go there, but that's yeah. So Zero Dawn, everybody getting caught up, I think is a good thing, right? They've really built the hype, I think, for Forbidden West. Scott, I'm choking on my coffee this morning, buddy.
Well, we were getting hyped for it just from trailers and stuff way before we got our hands on code. So yeah, I have a feeling a lot of people are even bigger fans than we were going into this.
Yeah, I was already a huge fan, so to get into here in some of the machines that they've iterated on and things like that, that's why I said, go check out our review. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I will talk about it. I'm sure. I'm not done. I'm just getting started, Scott. But let's get into what Gary Bowser's doing. Can we take a moment and just shake our heads, because why would you do this? Hacker Gary Bowser sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Holy...
Really? This comes from Sean Murray over at The Gamer, not from Hello Games. Gary Bowser, the hilariously named hacker who was part of a team that produced mod chips to allow pirated software to run on Nintendo's hardware, has been sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. In a statement, Nintendo offered praise to the FBI, Department of Homeland Security's and U.S. Attorney Office, Department of Justice, and basically the entire U.S. justice system from the top down. Bowser was arrested in 2020 and pled guilty to multiple accounts of trafficking. And dude, why? Like, what did that get you, honestly, besides 3 years in prison?
I suspect probably over $1 million, but is it worth it if you can, I'm sure that gets seized, being illegal activity money, and then, and spending 3 years in jail. You'd have to pay me more than $1 million to do that. So.
Dude, you ready for this? The piracy scheme is estimated to have caused more than $65 million in losses to the video game companies. Ouch.
That is a successful pirating ring. That makes sense. They would want to shut that down.
It was, yeah. Bowser had already agreed to pay a $4.5 million fine to the U.S. government and $10 million to Nintendo in a separate civil case. Dude, it just continues on. Like, we've been covering this one for a while, but now he's got 3 years in prison.
Oh man. Yeah. No, there's two companies you do not want to pirate against. One would be Microsoft. You don't want the Halo a minute before it comes out, because you'll have a Black Hawk helicopter landing in your backyard. And Nintendo, well, it'll be like the Wii commercial, but instead of "we would like to play," it would be "get in the car" with a set of handcuffs. They take it seriously. Oh man, Nintendo's
Absolutely.
been very heavy-handed with swinging back on copyright issues, and this
Absolutely.
has to be the king of copyright issues.
Well, dude, like we'll even get flagged every once in a while on our YouTube channel just for having Nintendo content. Like we're showing stuff right now, and we review these games from Nintendo. We are giving codes from Nintendo, and you gotta be a little nervous sometimes as someone who's just a fan of Nintendo, looking to get into that coverage media side of things, and then you get flagged, and then you got somebody like Gary Bowser who's actually hacking them. I'm like, man, that's
Ugh.
just that's not for me. But Scott, I think this one's for you. Call of Duty Modern Warfare sequel and new Warzone confirmed this year. You had talked about what is the possibility, right? Because we haven't seen a new Fortnite 2 come out, and we kind of questioned if anybody will do that model anymore. We've seen sequel after sequel after sequel, but then you get into this whole new battle royale scene, and it's really changed the formula with Fortnite. But Marcus Stewart over Game Informer informs us Friday, a Call of Duty community update gave fans a peek into Season 2 of Warzone and grander releases on the horizon. Namely, the annual title for fall, which has been confirmed to be the much-rumored sequel of 2019's Modern Warfare reboot. Scott, does that excite you at all?
I was just gonna say, stop right there. I'm very excited. Everybody loved the first Modern Warfare 2, perhaps more than Call of Duty 4. So,
Sure.
I'm hoping this follows suit. And that reboot in 2019 was phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. The blog post states the upcoming sequel, as well as a new Warzone experience, will be designed together using a new engine from the ground up. Yes, Warzone is getting a successor. Does that part surprise you as well? I think I'm a little shocked. I gotta be honest. When you see, that's what we talked about. Like, dude, PUBG just comes out with another map and another map and another map, right? Apex, kind of the same thing, not as to the scale of some of the others, but they have their own.
Warzone does like a seasonal update. So
Exactly.
Vanguard comes out, they update it. So, but it's, this seems to be an entirely different step up. Being in a new engine, that's not gonna be compatible with old Warzone. But I was kind of making the joke, I think it was last week, if Fortnite's so good, then where's Fortnite 2? But oh boy.
We'll see, right? Improvements in all forms of movement, vehicle handling, parachutes deploying at a lower vertical height, increased player mantle height, and collision fixes for both vehicles and players. The gas mask animation no longer interrupts operators who aim down sights due to all kinds of improvements moving forward. But yeah, I think the highlight there is it's a whole new engine. So it gives them an opportunity to create something new from the ground up. That's pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting that to actually happen. We've just seen one iteration after another come to these maps. So you kind of wondered if, are we done moving into sequels? It's funny because what we see every year is MLB The Show, right? They'll move into a whole new game. Here's the thing. MLB is a 9-month cycle. And then they, boom, new game. And then another new game. I almost feel like they should have been one of the first, Scott, to take this model of how the battle royale scene's been working and just keep updating the game, update the rosters, right? Update the stadiums a little bit, add this, add that. Every year you're like, oh, there's not really that much new. Or this year there's like, oh, look at all these new features. So it's like, if you just keep iterating on the same thing, drop the year, just call it MLB The Show. Don't go into 21, 22, 23 and use that model. Dude, it's been proven to work. So give us a battle pass and see what we can do with that.
I would have expected EA, NHL to do that, or if it was NFL, just drop that away. But the worry for me would be, well, EA, you go home and put that disc in the console and then immediately just ask for a credit card. You don't get year one content even, and that would, they'd have to hammer out that ecosystem. But I've long wondered why it's not just an update.
Absolutely. I think NHL is the same formula, right? FIFA, but FIFA makes so much money that I don't think we'll ever see just a constant update. But either way, Scott, I think you've been waiting a long time to talk about this one, so why don't you take it?
Yes, now. Oh, here. All right, let me see this.
Just carrying the conversation, eh, Scott?
I'm lost in my placement, yes. All right. Well, yes, this is good news. This is why I was scrambling to find it, because this is something exciting to me. Dead Island 2 is confirmed to be in active development. Dave Carcazole says that publisher Deep Silver confirmed on the website, or to the website Games Radar, that the long-awaited Dead Island 2 is in active development. unbelievable as it may seem, almost a decade after being originally announced, we
Yeah.
might actually have Dead Island 2 to look forward to. Oh man, do you remember that commercial?
Yes, I do. I'm shocked, honestly. And you talked about it too. Like, will we ever see this hit the light of day again? We've seen Dying Light and how much content they put into the first one. We've seen Troubled Waters, honestly, with the second one, but people are still playing it and really enjoying the core mechanic of the game, I'm gonna say. But you get into the world of Dying Light, kind of where it all started and where it came from. I mean, people are like, well, what happened to it? And here you are, Scott. Dude, this has got to be good news for you.
Oh yeah, sorry. There's just goes on further to say the leaker Tom Henderson has previously pointed towards its development, even saying that it could be released sometime this year. Now,
Phew.
I suspect that's not going to happen, but he's quoted as saying, "We have confirmed the game is in active development, and we will share more details once we are ready." Oh, sorry, that was Deep Silver saying to Games Radar. Okay, well, that's about as much of a confirmation as I need.
So there it is. What were you looking forward to then, Scott? What would you want coming into Dead Island 2?
Really not much that I could ask for beyond what was in Dead Island Riptide. Riptide was kind of the de facto 2, but it wasn't really. I think if they just added maybe more of a multiplayer feeling, more of a bigger squad, more than 4 players, then that would make it its own kind of thing.
It sounds interesting and probably not for me. How fast are the zombies? That's my biggest thing, dude. The fast ones creep me out. The slow ones, like, I can work with. But when you get into the speed, I'm like, no, get me out. Get me out.
They're a little more relaxed than you see in Dying Light. Dying Light's really fast.
Yeah, it can be. That's for sure. Dude, let's get in one game that's been taken off. It is Lost Ark devs closely monitoring server populations and queue times as over 1 million pour into the game. Comes from Stephanie over at VG247. Amazon has announced it'll be lifting character creation limits on Lost Ark servers in order to allow new players to join servers they may not have been able to previously. Speaking in a forum post, it was said server populations and queue times are being closely monitored so that character creation limits may return as queues begin to grow. As it was noted, however, that the list of servers with account limits may change frequently. Man, oh man, dude, this is another one out of Amazon, right? They've brought this one over from I want to say the Asian market, and then translated into the Western Hemisphere sort of thing. And it's, dude, and again, people, I've seen my Twitter feed is blowing up with people all over this game.
Oh yeah, there's a huge amount of people talking about it, and that makes me curious to jump in myself because, well, we've kind of followed Amazon games and their unfortunate series of events so far. Yeah. I'm hoping this is grabs me like Crucible and then doesn't disappear.
Yeah, obviously two completely different games, but we've seen New World come and kind of go, right? Like, it's just fizzled off. I haven't seen too many people talking about New World. I think we even looked it up last week on Twitch, couldn't even find it. So that kind of has you going, wow. But then I looked this morning, dude, Lost Ark has 400,000 people watching. So it's doing just fine right now. It's very busy. So we'll see. But the influx of people surpassed 1.1 million players in the game concurrently. Like that, dude, that's a huge feat. So
that's a success right there.
Absolutely. So congrats to them. Absolutely. I think a standout opportunity. And the biggest thing is, Scott, dude, it's free to play. I think that's the biggest shocker right there, right? It's coming free to play. I think that helps.
That'll explain a lot of the spike in popularity and a lot of people getting on there. The real test is if they're going to stay. Can you keep it going more than a few months? And that's just Amazon's biggest challenge so far. I'm really rooting for them, though.
Absolutely.
I think fourth time's the charm.
Well, that's it. They've had the opportunity, right? And we take a look at these. We always look at games as service, and how do you keep that community alive? And that's a struggle. Like, that is a tough struggle, dude. Marvel's Avengers. No, like, I don't even remember the last time I picked it up. I'm just like, I don't want to do it.
I have curiosity, and I look at it and I go, well, sorry. I look at Marvels and I go, I'm really curious. I want to play it, but like Anthem, I'm afraid I'll get into it, love it, and there won't be enough.
Well, that's it. Honestly, jump into Marvel's Avengers because you will love it, dude. I loved Avengers, but then you get to the end of the game and you're like, okay, now what do I do? Oh, you want to go do the same thing over and over and over again? Not really. Like, that's the biggest thing, right? One of
I
the
would like to
companies-
do some web slinging. Oh,
Well, you can. Spider-Man. Well, you can't. I can. I have it on PlayStation. But yeah, that was, yeah, that was a weird whatever.
now if they threw Punisher onto the Xbox series,
Dude,
then,
Punisher, X-Men,
I'd be
like,
in.
they've got the whole Marvel library in front of them, right? And it's just the opportunity was there. I think one company who's doing it really well, honestly, is Massive with the Division, because that, dude, they're on to another season now, and it just keeps going, right? You take a look at Ubisoft, dude. You and I we were gaming last night. We talked about For Honor.
Yeah.
That game is still going, right? They're constantly dropping new heroes into that game and things like that to keep that community alive. And it's when you build a game now, it's not like a one and done kind of scenario. It is, especially when it comes to the online games, it's how do you keep this community alive? How do you keep them flourishing to keep coming back? And Amazon hasn't quite figured that out yet. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? Because we jumped into Crucible, dude. And you and I had a great time. We even had our buddy Andrew on there with us, and we were loving it. But it just wasn't enough for the rest of the community to keep going back. New World seems to, dude, it spiked, right? It spiked just like Lost Ark. But I haven't seen anything else about New World, and everybody kind of tapered off. Now they're in the Lost Ark. So I'm hoping it doesn't do the same thing. This is right now it's the Amazon trend of huge numbers at the beginning and then just tapers right off. So hopefully they can figure it out.
They need to hire on some people from Riot Games, because they've kept League of Legends growing and growing and growing.
Haven't they?
That may have been the first kind of live service game without labeling itself such.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Absolutely good point. Scott, there aren't any games out today. Dude, we do have some updates, though. What do we have?
We have Naraka Blade Point free weekend. Woo. Oh, I hope I catch this one. Special event sales and a brand new season update are coming soon. Players are able to jump into Naraka Blade Point's free weekend between the 18th and the 22nd, giving everybody a chance to try out the exhilarating Battle Royale, along with new season known as Echelon. Oh man, I have to set aside some time, man. I'm really excited about this one because I saw it when it was, in development coming out, and there were little teasers here and there, and I thought, oh, here's the For Honor for me. It's nothing similar to For Honor, but here's the Battle Royale I want to see, and it just, oh man, I gotta catch it. I missed 3 free weekends now, so learn from my mistake if you're curious about that at all.
There's your chance.
Check it out. Yeah, it is worth noting. It's also on sale. Believed to be a 30% discount, so that's significant.
It's a cool game. It really is. It's a different twist on Battle Royale, and I really appreciate what it was. I just, on keyboard, man, I'm not the mouse and keyboard kind of player, so I struggle to kind of get into that Battle Royale scene on mouse and keyboard. Put me over on the controller. I believe, isn't Naraka Blade Point on there? I think it's on PlayStation. I think it was a PlayStation Plus game.
I think it is.
Yeah. So maybe I'll jump back in and test it out over there, but right now, Horizon Forbidden West has me pretty busy.
Yes. Now we also have Babylon's Fall. Free PlayStation demo launches on February 25th. That is available for PlayStation 5 and 4 members. They can access the opening section of the game with both single player and 4-player cross-play co-op.
Cool.
Okay. That's a big one.
It is. I'm curious to see how well it works.
Yeah, it is ambitious.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to check it out. I want to see how well it goes. I know a lot of people are kind of hit or miss on this one, but I know a lot of people are also pretty hyped. So we'll see. I'm not into that big kind of scenario, but we'll see how it goes. It looks cool. It's got my interest. Definitely looking to pump in a couple hours into that one. Scott, today was Horizon Forbidden West Day. Like I said, go check out our review insidethegame.ca. There's a lot Steve and I talk about, and there's still a lot we don't talk about, just because there's a ton to talk about. To catch all, do you catch all that, Scott? Everybody, thank you for watching us. It's been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always catch us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, as well as YouTube at Inside the Game Official. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Just like we'll be live streaming Horizon Forbidden West on February 17th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to swing by, join the first 2 hours of the game. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.